People who live in the 20th District will have representation again.
We weren't convinced that they were doing the right thing, but I think that we're satisfied now.
Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our news at 6.
Sussex County Representative Stell Parker Selby resigned this morning. The resignation comes after Parker Selby was absent all 6 months of the current legislative session and after months that Coast TV was trying to get answers for the people of the 20th District. The resignation came in the form of a letter from Stell Parker Selby herself. In the letter, Parker Selby writes, "I have made the incredibly difficult decision to resign from the Delaware House of Representatives effective immediately." Parker Selby goes on to say, "I can no longer serve this district with the full energy, presence, and focus it rightfully deserves." And let me read you another part of the letter I have here. It says, "Public service was never about the spotlight." She goes on to write that she stood up for the values we share and the voices that too often go unheard.
This is the area here that Parker Selby represented going back to 2022. It encompasses Lewis on the east side of the district, over to Milton and Harbison on the west side. Those areas are home to over 23,000 registered voters. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live now. Emma, some of those voters say they expected the resignation.
Charlie, I'm in Milton in the western portion of District 20, and we spoke with people here today, and we spoke with people in Lewis in the eastern portion of District 20, and this is what they had to say.
I just felt like maybe just recently I think that she should have resigned because she's not helping us any, and that's too bad, but she needs to work on her health.
I think Coast TV played an important role in this. I really do. You know, we can't let important issues just go by the wayside.
Some of the other people we spoke with today say they still have unanswered questions about how we got to this point and what will happen from here. Reporting live in Milton, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
After refusing to answer interview questions from Coast TV in the past few weeks, Delaware Governor Matt Meyer today said this: "Stell reminds us all what true public service means through her passionate advocacy for civil rights, education, health care, and the well-being of Delaware families," end quote.
And the Speaker of the House, Melissa Minor Brown, paid tribute to Stell Parker Selby, acknowledging how Parker Selby broke barriers as the first Black representative from Sussex County, also writing, "We will all miss her voice and calm presence in our chamber."
We now turn to Republican leadership in Dover. In the past, Republicans called for Parker Selby to resign if she was unable to return. Today, House Minority Leader Tim Duke says they care for her and the people in the 20th District.
First and foremost, we wish her the very best and hope and pray that she has a full recovery in the future. But we also acknowledge that we have to move forward with this election for the people of the 20th District.
Here's a map of District 20, which is now officially vacant. To the north is District 36. Representative Brian Shoup says people in District 20 have called him well before Parker Selby resigned, saying they need help and were not getting answers.
In my conversations with people, it wasn't, what exactly happened or how well is she doing. Although they were concerned for her and for her family, they wanted to know, who do I reach out to and who can I go to help me with the issues that I have. It will be great to see that there will be specifically a person in that seat where people can go to, they can call, they can show up at their office and get any of their answers.
Today's resignation is the culmination of months of persistent questions, comments, and concerns not answered or addressed by Democratic leadership. Let's get you caught up on how we got to this point. Here's the last time Stell Parker Selby was seen at a major event, Return Day 2024. In December, Stell Parker Selby now admits she had a serious medical emergency, which politicians confirmed to Coast TV News was a massive stroke. When the legislature resumed in January, Parker Selby's seat was empty. It remained empty the entire 6-month-long session. In March, Republicans wrote this letter questioning Parker Selby's absence. After that, Coast TV went to Stell Parker Selby's house.
Well, she's not receiving visitors right now.
Days later, on March 24th, Parker Selby was sworn in at home in a private ceremony. This is the only photograph from that day. At that time, Speaker Melissa Minor Brown told Coast TV that lawmakers were, quote, looking forward to seeing Stell Parker Selby back in the hall very soon. That never happened. Coast TV News did not know at that time if Parker Selby would ever return. In the coming weeks, Coast TV News asked for any updates about Parker Selby's medical condition and her status as a legislator. Ultimately, we realized we had to go to Legislative Hall. While we were there, the Speaker forced us to chase her down the hallways for any information.
Madam Speaker, don't you think the people of the 20th District deserve to have someone voting on their behalf?
I've already answered your questions. I'm heading to a meeting.
I didn't ask you that question. Don't you think they deserve someone voting on their behalf?
All right.
Madam Speaker, why do you refuse to speak to us?
I'm already giving you this, but here's another copy.
I didn't ask you about special elections. I asked you your message for the people.
Have a good day.
Would you like to comment? I understand you don't want to speak about her personal medical matters, but this is a matter of someone who hasn't been here publicly. And do you think it's acceptable for somebody to vote like remotely and people have not even seen that she's able to vote? People don't trust that she's able to vote. Are you hiding something?
After that, Republicans called for Stell Parker Selby's resignation.
I wouldn't be sitting here with you if I felt like it was being handled appropriately.
But in a tremendous break from her own party, Democratic Representative Medina Wilson-Anton contacted Coast TV and gave an exclusive interview. In that explosive interview, Representative Wilson-Anton said Democrats were okay with Parker Selby's absence over fears of losing the seat in a special election.
I think leadership benefits from this. I do. And I think there are people in my party who think that this is best because they want the seat to stay Democrat, which I think is disgusting.
She went on to tell Coast TV about lawmakers proposing to park in Parker Selby's parking space to hide her absence, and that the Speaker of the House's comments to Coast TV about the possibility of virtual voting was a bold-faced lie.
It's like, if you would just deal with this situation with transparency, then everyone else can go about their jobs, right? Like, we have staff here that are so dedicated to our constituents, and they're tied up in dealing with answering questions that should have been answered weeks, if not months ago.
And that leads us to where we are today.
What is next is a special election in District 20.
Let's now turn to Coast TV News anchor Christina DiRobertis in our newsroom. Christina, the Speaker of the House must act to call for a special election.
Yes, Maddie, House Speaker Melissa Minor Brown can issue a writ of elections up to 10 days after the District 20 seat becomes vacant. So that's from today, June 24th, until July 3rd. Now, once that happens, then the date of the special election would be finalized. It has to be within 30 to 35 days of the writ of elections being issued, and candidates can file only once that writ is issued. As for the candidates in the special election, Nikki Miller is expected to run as the Republican contender. Miller lost to Parker Selby in November by just 275 votes. Miller told us today she was already preparing to file for the 2026 race, but now intends to run in the special election once it is finalized. On the other side, several well-placed sources tell Coast TV they think Democrats will put up current Cape Henlopen School Board member Bill Collick for the special election. We did reach out to Collick today. We have not yet heard back. However, if Speaker Melissa Minor Brown does not issue a writ of elections within the 10-day period, Governor Matt Meyer is also able to do so once the legislative session ends on June 30th. Back to you guys.
This story is not over. We will continue to request a sit-down interview with the Speaker of the House, Melissa Minor Brown, to see if Democratic leadership will try to pass a bill governing long-term absences in the future. Will they add virtual voting to their rules, as the Speaker told me? We'll keep asking questions. And now finally to Stell Parker Selby. As you enter this next chapter of your life, we want to say this to you. We wish you healing, health, and happiness. Please be well.